Today we'll talk about the evil umpire, the bankers. You know, they pay you, or they pay you nothing. You pay them for the privilege of holding your money. And then they loan your money out to other people and charge them. They get paid twice for your money, and you get paid nothing. You know, when the mafia did that, it was called loan sharking, and it was against the law, and you went to prison for it. Well, if you're the bankers and you pay politicians big money and campaign contributions, then you can do it forever and become billionaires. You know, the only thing the little man can do is try to keep keep as much of your money as possible. You know, we're kind of all forced to use banks these days. Everything's done online or electronically, and you can't really get by without a bank account these days. But, you know, you have to make sure you pay attention to all the fine print and all of the little things, and try not to pay them fees and try not to pay them interest, and every little bit will get you farther ahead. You know, they just, you know, avoid the ATM fees, avoid the monthly fees, keep the money in there that you have to. And it's harder than hell to do, but once you do it, once you've done it through a couple of cycles, it becomes easier. The money's there, and you're just used to it being there. You know, and, you know, like I used to know this person, an ex-girlfriend actually, before we got together. She was paying $36 a day in overdraft fees to a bank. You know, because she's living paycheck to paycheck, single mother, whatever, and working 5 days a week, and every day on the way to work she'd buy a pack of cigarettes, a candy bar, and a soda. You know, like $10 worth of stuff at the time, and not have any money in her bank account. So she thought it was a great thing. Oh, the bank lets me do this, and they only charge me $36 a time to do it. You know, so, you know, I had to sit down and explain to her, yeah, that's $180 a week in overdraft fees. If just 1 week, you know, you buy a carton of cigarettes and a 6-pack of soda and 5 candy bars, even if you have to pay one overdraft fee, you went from paying $180 in overdraft fees to paying $36 that week, which means the following week, you've got an extra $144 in your bank that you didn't expect to have. And all of a sudden, you've got the money to buy that carton of cigarettes and that 6-pack of soda, and you don't pay any overdraft fees. You know, 1 week makes that much of a difference. You know, if you can just get yourself to do it once and straighten it out, and then all of a sudden, you got that extra $180 a week that, you know, can go towards paying your bills and paying down other things. And, you know, every week it becomes easier to pay your bills and stop giving the banks so much money, you know, and eventually get to a point where maybe they're actually paying you some money. You know, maybe you can earn some interest, or maybe you can put more into your 401k for your retirement someday, and, you know, make that work for you. You know, and the 401k, I mean, that's another thing. If you got a 401k, you know, and you got a company match, it's a pretty good deal. If you don't put too much of your own money in there and the company matches it, you know, you got 100% profit off the top. Even if the stock market goes down, chances are you're probably still making money. So it's not a bad deal, you know, in that way. If you know, if the company's matching, and if you're getting decent funds that you can put your money into, and they're not charging you ungodly fees on that. Like I just, a company I worked for recently had a really crappy 401k, no company match whatsoever, and it was in this tiny account with only certain funds available, and they were charging $9 a quarter to send you your statement. And there wasn't any way you could opt out of that. You didn't have a choice. You had to pay them $9 a quarter to send you a statement that you didn't really want because you were checking it online. You know, things like that. They find ways to just take and take and take from the little man. And that's where the sayings come from. You know, the rich get richer, the poor stay poor. You know, every day you got to look for different things and to think about these things. Every time you pay a $3, $4, $5 ATM fee or something like that you don't really need to, you know, it doesn't seem like much at the time, but it's a big deal, you know, and that's why, like, I live in a rural area, and you need to have even if the banks in your town suck, you need to have a local bank account anyway. So if you need money, you know, for some reason, you can go there and get it without paying a huge fee. Or you can, you know, you need a place, you know, you get checks coming in when you start going through this, you know, with me, you're going to have checks coming in from time to time. And rather than having to run, you know, 25 miles down the road to deposit a check or something, you can do it a block from home, and you save yourself a lot of time. You know, maybe in the long run, maybe not a lot of money. You know, if there's a better bank in the next town or whatever, you know, you figure, you know, the money that you might save on that, you know, save on gas versus the amount that you might gain in interest, you know, it might even out. But saving yourself the time is a big thing too. Your time becomes, well, always has been, so valuable. You don't really want to give it up. You know, you have to figure those things in. But it's just every little thing that you can do like this, and it's, you know, we don't think about them all the time. And sometimes you see it on TV, you know, you hear some famous financial experts say these things, or you read it in a book or whatever, and then you go home and you forget about it, or, you know, whatever, you go about your business, you know, and we all forget, and we all, you know, every little bit, you know, we kick in and we keep those rich people rich and we keep ourselves poor. And hopefully we can all band together and take some of that back. And I'm not, you know, I try to kick some ideas out here for some people from things that I've experienced in my life or seen other people experience. And hopefully, you know, you can comment or you know, come on to, you know, my Facebook page or something like that and say, hey, you know, this is something that worked for me or something that happened to me, and how do we get around this, and this is how I got around it. You know, look me up, The Honest Wealth Guru on Facebook, and The Honest Wealth Guru at gmail.com.